Okay, Pisces, let's jump into a love reading. Rest of summertime through August 2021 and or timeless when you come across this video. Love you guys. Thanks for watching, liking, sharing, following, leaving comments. I appreciate everything. Reach out to me for a one-on-one reading. My website link is below with all my contact information. Let's jump right into it. Pisces. My Pisces is North Node, so it'd be kind of interesting to see what this is. Check out North Node, South Node. Do some research on that if you don't know what it is. Let's jump right into it. Spirit of gratitude, joy, love, and light. Highest possible messages for Pisces through the rest of summertime, August 2021, and I want to say and above, and or timeless. As above, so below. Maybe that message is for somebody. Okay, Six of Cups in reverse. This is a falling out with a soulmate energy, or moving away from a soulmate, or maybe even moving away from childish things, is what I could see here. It points to the Five of Cups in the upright. This is, emotions have been hurt or knocked or rocked, and yet it's still an energy of moving forward. Okay? I think a lot of the energy to move forward comes from vibing high. Just, not letting doubts or fears or worries kind of creep into you unconsciously. And if you are able to call them out for having creeped into you unconsciously, then all you need to remember is to raise your vibration, and or even just sit in a meditation or focus on your mantra, or whatever it is. Change your energetic state. Realize that if you're triggered in like a worry, doubtful, questioning mode, then something has gotten into you unconsciously. Because if it's consciously, then it means it's in front of you and you're able to call it out for what it is. If you're just feeling something and you can't put your finger on it, or maybe there is a narrative, or maybe you did absorb some unconscious negative energy, it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to give your power away. You don't have to worry. You don't have to do anything. You just continue to focus on your own energy. And that's that. Sometimes things occur outside of us and we kind of wonder, why we're feeling the way we feel, but it really doesn't matter, because if you don't give a narrative to it, or if you don't give attention to it, and you just fulfill in yourself whatever it is that you need, then you're going to be okay anyways. So it's very cool to think about. And it makes me think a lot about that in regards to moving forward relationally, Pisces, and also in general for whoever's watching this, because again, Five of Cups in the upright is about crying over spilled milk. That means somebody's emotions are involved. That means things are personal. But sometimes we get in these little emotional or energetic or mental funks because of unconscious abandonment fears, programs that are still playing within us unconsciously. And I say unconsciously because it's like occurring behind your head, essentially, like maybe even physiologically, biophysiologically, like in your mind somewhere, in the deep recesses of your mind. But point being, it's a blind spot is what I mean by back of your head. I don't mean to be literal or hyperbolic, but it's a blind spot, and it's like trying to like reach for a blind spot and you can't help but just flail. But that's why it's a good practice to kind of just settle down, focus your energy. Sometimes it's good to bring your awareness to the heart and just remind yourself, like, I'm just tripping and not take it so seriously, which is really cool. The Star card in the reverse is essentially rolling up your sleeves and doing the emotional work. Again, sometimes we have this kind of like fight or flight, final countdown. Things are so serious and extreme because maybe we were kind of unconsciously conditioned that way. But when you could start to call that out within yourself, then you're kind of like, you have all the power to really do something amazing. The star card in the reverse I mentioned is like rolling up your sleeves and doing the emotional disentanglement here. It's going to be well worth it. To move forward with the Five of Cups in the upright Pisces is to continue to walk forward down your path, down your destined path. And your destiny is essentially what you create. It's unfolding based on the energies that you feed and give attention to. So if you're triggered by a blind spot and you still think that there's some suspicion outside of yourself, no need to worry. It's just you've been conditioned not to trust. And what you've been conditioned not to trust is essentially yourself. Because the unknown is you. That's source. We come from source. So we've been taught to fear death and fearing returning back to source and fearing the unknown, and because we're culturally conditioned to not trust. And when you're culturally conditioned to not trust, then you're culturally conditioned for a state of poverty consciousness. And all of these things are playing out every microsecond of our lives. So the more that you could become aware of that, the more you could kind of be like self, programming and self-conditioning to see through the lens of love, see through the lens of happiness, see through the lens of your heart. And know not to worry if you can't mentally put your finger on something or comprehend something or don't understand something or are triggered by something. Chances are it's nothing. And that's probably one of the hardest lessons to grasp, because all of our lives we've been told it's something. And what I mean by it's nothing, it is no thing. Meaning it, the thing that the mind is trying to comprehend, it, that which it can't comprehend, is that which it can't perceive. Because you are that which you can't perceive. That's like trying to look at the back of your head. That's why it's a blind spot. That's why you're going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, because you're trying to basically look at the back of your own head, metaphorically speaking. But also even quite literally, that's what the mind is doing. And we exhaust ourselves and we put ourselves into the state of worry and fear. But any unknown is able to be filled with presence or love or space, or sitting in satsang or meditation or mantra or whatever it is, because that's where you come from. It's only the veil of conditioned concept of self and personality and persona and ego, which is taught so thickly in the world. That's why there's so much sadness and confusion and fear and low frequency vibrations and energies, because we're kind of, whether you believe that we're being taught that, or whether you believe that our own ignorance and level of awareness has caused us to kind of be cultured or conditioned in this way. Means essentially that in any event, the fact still stands that it's in your hands based on your level of awareness. And one of the kind of pro tips is the fact that, once you start to comprehend that you can't trust everything that you think and everything that you feel, then the game is yours. Because then you understand that you're not even who you think you are. You're something so much greater. You're essentially the universe. You've just been, you know, even if it's just by way of, ignorance, cultural ignorance or just personal ignorance, you've been kind of funneled and filtered into personhood. But behind all that is the universe itself. We're all one and from the same source. So when you start to approach things like that, you could be like, just kind of viewing life through a completely different perspective, which is very, very radical. And you realize that thing that the mind was trying to kind of find or solve or what have you, are all kind of knee-jerk conditioned reactionary states that come from survivalism, fear, lack, kind of low frequency states, insecurity. But again, those are all kind of learned behaviors, whether it's a big conspiracy or whether it's just this is the level that humans are at, whatever. Either way, it's up to you to continue the path of self-awareness. Building bridges with the past leads to a new opportunity. Okay, leaving poverty consciousness, maybe even feeling like you're getting your due, maybe even feeling like you're getting your balance reciprocally as far as resources. With the Six of Pentacles, this is the moon in Taurus energy, May 1st to the 10th. So maybe even next May. But what is this dynamic here, Spirit? What is this dynamic here? There's an emphasis on not letting fantasy or option keep you from finding real fulfillment and happiness. But the real fulfillment and happiness, again, begins within you. By not identifying the self as being in a state of want or lack or desire or lust. Those are all kind of low vibrational frequencies. So something to keep in mind here. The Six of Pentacles could be read as like you're feeling like you're being reciprocated to from the universe. You're finding more emotional kind of satisfaction in regards to your materialisms. Okay? So you actually could be the one providing that sense of reciprocal balance in a love relationship where you could feel like you're finally getting that in return. Chances are you're going to have to be the one because you know better, right? Yeah, I got Aries, Pisces energy. So the Pisces energy itself is coming out here. I'm an Aries, so this kind of resonates as my sun sign as well as my North Node. But chances are you're going to have to kind of reciprocate physically or practically with the moon in Taurus. Moon is in Cancer at the time of this reading for a couple days, so special emphasis on emotional stability and well-being, creativity, femininity, childlike spirit, home, things maternal and of the mother. But as a whole, with the moon in Taurus, again, it's a lot about how your emotional content and peace is informed in currency, finances, resources, income, what you do for work. And inevitably that affects your love life. It gives you a sense of stability and trust in what you can build upon or not. This Queen of Wands is showing up as a boss, though. Okay? She's showing up as a boss, almost to the extent that she's like providing opportunity to others. What's this Seven of Cups feeling that I'm getting here? And then what's this Two of Cups? Seven of Cups feeling that I'm getting is something to pour yourself into. It's almost as if you're selecting, with Jupiter and Aquarius, it's almost as if, because again, this love is typically romantic, but it could be platonic, it could be friendship based. I'm getting that with Jupiter and Aquarius, you're kind of hand picking who you're going to ride with, who your friends are going to be, who your crew's going to be. Because again, Jupiter's expanding in abundance in the sector of humanitarianism, futurisms, technology, groups, friends, things of that nature. Okay, House of the Future is Aquarius. So, very cool, very cool. Let's see. What else can I say? Yeah, who you're going to pour yourself into. And you're essentially kind of, getting back with your soulmates, I would say. In regards to love, it's like you're investing in people, as well as obviously you're going to always want to invest in yourself as a form of self-love, Pisces. And I think that's what that Star card is in the reverse as well. So it's like, why busy yourself being suspicious with BS that doesn't matter? Set that wall and set that boundary and reroute all of that to yourself in the form of love and just watering and shedding yourself and everything that you want and need. Again, in the form of deconditioning yourself, holding your own energy, nurturing yourself. So I have 7 cups in reverse, coming out of fantasy, disillusionment, pointing to your soul tribe. That also could be working on negative emotional coping mechanisms, or again, more in the vein of self-love, self-awareness. Or it could be read as 6 in the cups in the upright, offset by the 2, 4 cups in the upright, being emotionally receptive as well in some way, shape, or form. If you're guarding your heart space, for whoever's listening to this reading, if you're guarding your heart space as well, that could be a factor that you want to really roll up your sleeves and decondition yourself from with the Star card in reverse. Okay? What else can I say? Yeah, 6 of Cups in the upright, offset after, it's a result after the 8 and the 2 in reverse. That's pulling in your soul path or your soulmates. It could be friends, things of that nature. Okay, anything else? Like I said, 5 of Swords in the reverse, it could be those of the past, people of the past that you're pulling in, Pisces. Feel free to apply how it pertains to you. Again, it could be romantic. It could be romantic. Spirit, anything else? Spirit, anything else? Anything else? 3 of Wands in the upright, new opportunity here in love. Okay, again, could be friends. I'm getting a heavy friend read on this, in this reading, Pisces, which is cool. You also kind of want to be friends with your beloved, with your significant other as well. Emphasis on that. Let's see. Yeah, 3 Wands in the upright is an opportunity to set sails or for your ships to come in. So very cool, very cool, very cool. Young Emperor energy. Here's the inner knowing with the King of Swords. I should differentiate that the inner knowing is intuition. It's different from analytical fear or possibility or paranoia. You gotta really be aware that intuition is on its own as something kind of instinctually from a good place. That's intuition. That's how I would define it. So if you know that something's not growing or something's a bad investment, that's going to come to you. Okay? So look for that. Could be in a marriage or an institution or an agency. Yeah, that Seven of Cups in reverse that came out earlier, it's disillusionment. Okay, it's seeing the truth about the matter that's going to help reroute your course to where you need to be. Okay. So let's leave it at that. Feel free to like, share, follow, leave a comment below. I hope you're able to get something from that, Pisces. We're going to jump over to your money reading now. Let's do it. Peace.